What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the Neighborhood Podcast. One of the hosts of the podcast, my name is Kyle Dabra. So in this video, we're going to talk about the thrilling Game 4 that took place last night between the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns. So the Bucks won Game 4 by the score of 109 to 103. With the win, Milwaukee ties up the series at 2-2 apiece, and the series will transition back to Phoenix for Game 5, which is looking like a fantastic matchup when it takes place on Saturday. But let's dive into this Game 4. It was a fantastic game from beginning to end, but this was a close game. Neither team could really establish that big of a lead against each other, but in the fourth quarter, we saw Milwaukee pull away against Phoenix. Milwaukee outscored the Suns 33 to 21, and I thought that Milwaukee got some key contributions from Giannis, Khris Middleton, and Pat Connaughton when it mattered the most. Specifically, Khris Middleton. I thought Khris Middleton really shined last night. Khris Middleton had 40 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. This was by far his best game of the series. And Milwaukee needed it from Khris because Giannis had 26 points, which by NBA standards is a solid game through and through. But Phoenix made some solid defensive adjustments against Giannis. So whenever Giannis got the ball, Phoenix would essentially flood the paint and force Giannis to kick it out. There were times where Giannis was getting trapped. He was getting double teamed. At points, he was getting triple teamed when he was close to the rim. So you have to give a lot of credit to Phoenix for being able to hold Giannis to under 30 points because in the first 3 games of the NBA Finals, Giannis was averaging 34 points a game. And the fact that Phoenix was able to hold him to 26, at least it's an improvement to a certain extent. But Khris Middleton did take the lead last night from Milwaukee, and he was sensational. He was knocking down three-point shots, mid-range shots, and he essentially knocked down the game-sealing shot with about 25, 30 seconds to go after a Chris Paul turnover. It extended Milwaukee's lead from a 2-point lead to a 4-point lead and essentially iced it for the Bucks. And I did mention Pat Connaughton earlier. I thought Pat Connaughton was one of their better role players last night. He had 11 points, and he knocked down some key shots, especially in the fourth quarter. There was one play in particular after Giannis passing the ball to the corner. He knocks down a corner 3. That gave Milwaukee a lead late in the fourth quarter. And the fact that they were able to get some key contributions from outside the three-point line for Pat Connaughton, I thought made a difference coming off the bench for Milwaukee. And this was despite the fact that I thought Jrue Holiday had a tough game offensively. Jrue was bad offensively, to kind of put it into simple terms here. 4 of 20 from the field. That's just not going to get it done. But I thought Jrue Holiday played some solid defense on the other end of the court, especially against Dev. It's just Dev just was a man on a mission last night. I'll get into him into a minute. By and large, though, Milwaukee played great when it mattered the most. They didn't turn the ball over that too many times last night. I believe they only had 5 turnovers as a team. And they were able to execute when it mattered the most. And that's why they're sitting here at 2-2 going into Game 5 in the NBA Finals. Now, with that said, let's transition to Phoenix here. Phoenix, I thought, blew a great opportunity last night. Devin Booker had 42 points last night. Devin Booker was coming off probably one of the worst playoff performances that we've seen from him throughout the entirety of this playoff run. In Game 3, he was 3 of 14. In Game 4, he was 17 of 28, dropping 42 points. He was a man on a mission last night, like I mentioned. The thing is that Milwaukee played good defense against him. Jrue Holiday was giving him tough defensive assignments. It's just that Devin Booker could not miss. And it sucks to see a performance like this from Devin Booker go to waste because, by and large, Phoenix as a team did not help him. Chris Paul had probably one of the worst games that I've ever seen him play, not just in the playoffs this year, but ever. 10 points on 5 of 13 shooting. He had 5 turnovers. He had probably the worst turnover of the game for Phoenix. Phoenix was down 2 with about 35 seconds to go in the game. Khris is dribbling the ball. He's trying to get some space against his defender. He ends up slipping. He turns the ball over. Jrue Holiday picks it up. He passes it to Khris Middleton, and Khris Middleton knocks down the layup. That was a situation where Phoenix is looking to tie the game or potentially take the lead on that possession, and Chris Paul just made a terrible, terrible turnover. And when I look at the rest of the roster, DeAndre Ayton didn't do that much offensively. Was in single digits. Jay Crowder was the only guy for Phoenix that was really a scorer outside of Devin Booker. He had 15 points. But when I look at Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Cam Payne, these guys fell a little bit short in my opinion. And going into Game 5, the one thing that they're going to have to look back to in Game 4 is the fact is they turned the ball over way too many times last night. They had 17 turnovers as a team. And the fact of the matter is, Phoenix was winning this game for the majority of the game. They were mostly holding a 5 to 6 point lead against Milwaukee. And going into the fourth quarter, there was a very good chance that Phoenix was able to win this game and take the series back to Phoenix up 3-1. But they let it slip. The combination of Chris Paul turning the ball over, or Chris Paul having just a bad game overall, the team turning the ball over way too many times, and by and large, the team got into foul trouble. Even though the Devin Booker had 42 points last night, he was lucky to not foul out of the game. There was a point in time with about 3.5 minutes to go. Devin Booker literally fouled Drew Holiday on a layup. The refs didn't call it, but had the refs called that what should have been a foul, that would have been his 6th foul, and he would have been out of the game with 3.5 minutes to go in a very tight, contested game. So if I'm looking at Phoenix here, Phoenix has to be smarter when it comes to fouling Milwaukee. They just had some dumb fouls last night, and I'm looking at Devin Booker in particular. He got into foul trouble last night, and he's lucky that he didn't get bounced out of the game or fouled out due to his foul trouble. And Monty Williams kind of said it best after the game last night in the locker room. Phoenix put themselves in this situation here. Phoenix was up 2-0 in this series. And last night, they had a great opportunity to go up 3-1. But they let it slip. And now they're in a situation where they got to win 2 out of the next 3 games potentially to try to win the finals. And we'll see what happens. But by and large, I thought Milwaukee stepped up in the fourth quarter when it mattered the most. And, we're sitting here at 2-2 apiece. And this is really setting up to be a thrilling finals right to the end. And I'm here for it. I love it. I like the fact that Milwaukee is showing some resilience here. And they could have folded under the pressure last night, but they have been a phenomenal team when the pressure is on the line and their backup is against the wall. And last night it was. But by and large, I thought Milwaukee rose to the challenge and they made it happen last night. So you got to give Milwaukee a lot of credit for that. And like I said at the beginning, this is shaping up to be a fantastic Game 5 when it takes place in Phoenix on Saturday. And I'm, for one, looking forward to it. And I think that really kind of goes without saying, but it's looking like a solid finals end the way that I see it. But with that said, you guys, that'll wrap it up for me. If you guys like the video, please like the video below. If you guys want to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, hit that subscribe button below. Kevin and I definitely appreciate it. I do want to mention that it is Kevin's birthday today, so I wanted to give a quick birthday shout out to my co-host, my partner. I hope he enjoys the day. It probably sucks because he's going to be working, but I just wanted to end the video on give him, my boy, a happy birthday, and I hope he enjoys the day despite the fact that he's going to be working for most of the day. But have a good day, my guy. So with that said, you guys, thank you guys for tuning in to watch the video, and we will see you guys later.